there's been a lot of talk about the value of exclusives
and how they don't mean like anything anymore, because basically every major publisher is moving away from them except for Nintendo, because Nintendo operates in their own little world. Exclusives don't mean anything anymore. Just get over it. Any value that exclusives have ever held has been completely artificial, because once you take the exclusives out of the equation for consoles, you see that the consoles aren't actually very good products. And people are starting to wake up to that, which is part of the reason why basically everyone is moving away from exclusives, because that can't really be hidden anymore. Holding games hostage is lame, and if you can't hold games hostage for your hardware, then your hardware has to get better. Everybody wins here.
Whether it is that since Xbox went third party, is that why the Xbox is dead?
Oh, yeah, no, Xbox is dead. Said just totally matter of fact. Xbox went third party. Is that why Xbox is dead? I mean, I was under the impression that Xbox was doing just fine. They're crushing it in game sales, and are we really about to act like 30 million console sales is nothing? It really bothers me when people act like 30 million console sales. It's the lowest number of console sales, but that's still 30 million people in your hardware ecosystem. And that's not even talking about the number of Game Pass users on PC. Xbox isn't dead. You people are just bored.
Now, I'm going to talk about this today because there has been a lot of discussion about whether we're going to see the good PlayStation games going to Xbox.
Well, Helldivers is going to Xbox, so I guess Helldivers is not good. And it's news to me. I was under the impression that a lot of fucking people liked Helldivers a whole fucking lot. But no, let's hear where you're going with this.
Because at this point, we do know that live service games that are being made or funded by Sony are going to Xbox to some degree.
And there's no way a live service game can be good. I mean, you say it right there in the title, only bad PS5 games will go to Xbox. Apologies if you like Helldivers, I guess. I guess you just have shit-tasting games.
Helldivers, expansions for Destiny and stuff, those are going to Xbox. They already have release dates and stuff, right?
I love the thing that PlayStation fanboys do, where they look at the sales of Xbox games on PlayStation, and they're like, those aren't real Xbox games. You know, games like Doom and Oblivion. Those are multi-platform games, you know? Those are multi-platform franchises that Xbox just bought. Those don't count. Also, Destiny counts as a PlayStation game going to Xbox. Like, huh?
But now, people are basically saying, are we ever going to see the good stuff?
I do appreciate the confession that Destiny is not good.
Spider-Man, Uncharted Collection. Are we going to actually see the games that sell PlayStations make that jump?
I mean, I was told by your side of the fence that Helldivers was selling PlayStations. So, interesting how that changed.
Well, a new leak came out from Nate the Hate. Now, Nate the Hate, obviously, extremely good track record. He's leaked all sorts of stuff about PlayStation games, Xbox games, and done a lot of crazy leaks about Nintendo Directs and stuff. And essentially, he said, I don't think the actually great stuff that sells systems are going to make the leap.
And funny story about this quote from Nate the Hate. He, almost immediately backtracked on it. Look at the timestamp on the screenshot there. Because he said this a couple days later. So,
Now, the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I think this is a very dynamic situation. I don't actually think that currently things are set in stone.
Also, I like how you called that screenshot from Nate the Hate a leak. Again, look at the screenshot. Does this look like a leak to you, or does this look like an opinion? Because it looks like an opinion to me, not an actual leak.
Let's talk about Xbox.
Why would you talk about Xbox? Xbox is dead, I thought.
Originally, the Xbox, it was just a tiny experiment. Okay, we're only going to have games on the Xbox console. Okay, we'll have stuff on Game Pass.
Because Game Pass contradicts the Xbox console, apparently. We're going to put games just on Xbox. Oh, but we're going to put games on Game Pass. I hate the way you talk. Those things are not mutually exclusive.
And then after a bit, they said, all right, games will come to Xbox and to PC day and date. After a while, though, now they said, all right, let's put 4 games onto PlayStation 5. And they sold like crazy.
Yes, because exclusives are dumb, and when you remove a hardware restriction from a piece of software, a lot of people are going to flock to the software if it's desirable software. Almost as if the hardware is not a good enough sale for people anymore, so it shouldn't be a restricting aspect of software.
Now every game is coming to PlayStation 5, even brand new stuff. Think about Doom: The Dark Ages was a big, expensive, ambitious project, and where does it sell most?
Probably PC, long term. But also, look, you did the thing again. You did the thing. You classified Destiny as a PlayStation game coming to Xbox, as if it wasn't there the whole time. But now you're talking about the reboot Doom games as if they weren't also multi-platform games on PlayStation the whole time, and you're using it as like a representative of Microsoft's big, like, exclusive games going to other platforms strategy. Like, I get the point you're making. Can you use better examples? Because, like, when you use the worst examples ever, it just makes me think you're doing it on purpose. And I know you're not doing it on purpose. That's the worst part.
On the PlayStation 5. And I think that they're following the money. I do think the fact that, honestly, Microsoft did not originally plan to be third party, but actually getting those big moolah bucks, now they realize, oh, PlayStation gamers buy stuff.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Tell me about how, PlayStation gamers actually buy things. We need to put games on PlayStation. Huh? We need to put our games on a platform where people buy things. Even though this completely contradicts the idea of PlayStation games going to Xbox, because if Xbox gamers didn't buy anything, PlayStation wouldn't be porting games over there, but, I'll let you finish, Rihanna. Taylor, what was that meme? So much time has gone by. That the fucking Kanye at the Grammys meme? Like, I'll let you finish. I forget who was involved with that. Enough time has passed that I completely forget who was actually involved with that. Anyways, go on.
Nintendo Switch 2 people buy stuff. People on Steam actually buy stuff, whereas Xbox gamers don't buy anything.
Oh yeah, no, Xbox gamers, they don't buy anything. That's why games are getting ported to Xbox, right? Because Xbox gamers don't buy anything.
So my thought, and the whole point of this video, is I want to take a look at the conversation around this because...
Oh, good. This will be fun. You don't want to look at the actual information. You want to look at the conversation around the information. I mean, I'm fine with you doing this. It's much more entertaining for me. Because the conversation around this is fucking stupid.
Some people are still trying to act like exclusives aren't that crucial to long-term success. I see a lot of people saying that even if they took a couple big tentpole things, if they took some really, really crazy stuff like Spider-Man and put it on an Xbox, would that really hurt PlayStation?
No. The answer is no. PlayStation's been doing just fine with their games going to PC. The PC is becoming more mainstream, so I don't think it's fair to make the distinction between, it's a console exclusive still. It's a console exclusive. Even though the PC is a bigger platform than the console, and everyone's starting to move towards the PC. Everyone's always like, oh, the Xbox is PC, which is fucking stupid, but also if that's the way you want to look at things, then okay, then that means Xbox has all the PlayStation games already, and yet PlayStation's doing fine. Too long didn't read. No, exclusive games do not have the pull that you think they do. They absolutely used to have more pull, I'll give you that. The industry has shifted quite a bit in regards to exclusive games, but just those days are over. It's just not that important anymore.
In my opinion, yes.
Your opinion's dumb.
Exclusives do matter. I've been spending this entire weekend playing Mario Galaxy on my Nintendo Switch 2 and having an absolute blast with it. And I gotta be honest, if I could play that on my PlayStation, if I could play that on my PC, not emulated, you know what I mean?
Why not emulated? Why'd you say that? I can absolutely play Galaxy on my PC. It's really, really easy to play Galaxy on your PC. Nintendo games are super easy to emulate. So, why'd you even make that qualification? Like, oh, if I could play Galaxy on my PC, not emulated, Why not emulated? It runs better than the native hardware on PC. Why are you making arbitrary restrictions here? Like, oh, if only I could play this game on my PC, except, not in the way that I already can, of course not. Fucking... What? This is why I was fine with you talking about the conversation around this topic and not the topic itself. Because your takes on this topic are just something else. I can make the conversation whatever I want if I just arbitrarily delete parts of it. If only I could play this game on my PC. I literally can, but that doesn't count.
I'd probably be doing that, but because I can only play that on my Nintendo Switch 2...
Except, emulate it on your PC by your own admission, but you aren't going to do that for reasons unexplained.
That's where I'm playing it. Exclusives are essential to sales success.
He says, with a picture of Death Stranding 2 next to him, a game that is absolutely coming to PC and probably coming to Xbox, because the first one went to Xbox, and there's not really any reason to do a port of the first game if you're not planning on doing that same kind of thing with the sequel. But yes, tell me more about exclusives in this context.
I mean, the main game I've been playing this year on my PlayStation 5, besides third-party stuff, has been Death Stranding 2. A place I can only play Death Stranding 2.
In this very second, and since you have no patience, that's what matters to you. I have plenty of games to play in the meantime while waiting for Death Stranding 2. So I don't care, because my hardware and my ecosystem is better than yours. I have more games to play. I'm not really hurting for more games to play. I have no problem waiting for that one to come over here. You have less games to play and less things to do, and have been conditioned into caring too much about these things, so you can't wait.
Let's break it down. Let's take a look at these leaks, and let's take a look at a lot of the conversation around this. Hi, hope you're having a great day. I am DreamcastGuy.
He's doing his intro at the 3-minute 30-second point. Like, Home Skillet, I know who you are. We've been here. Why did you wait 3 minutes and 30 seconds to introduce yourself? Just don't introduce yourself at this point. Hey guys, Joe from Seattle here.
If you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now I wanted to start with this sales chart we've actually looked at before, which is that this is why, honestly, I am still in a spot where I just don't think that PlayStation is going to get the sort of reward that Xbox did.
The fact that you're using Nib as your source here, it's not Nib's chart, it's not Nib's information, this is just Nib's take on the information. Or maybe you're going to say, Joe, what he's saying is that the top games on Xbox didn't make the top overall, so that means the Xbox gamers are not buying the most popular. Oh, so different platforms tend to appeal to different kinds of gamers who buy different kinds of games? So, like it's always been? Everyone was making such a giant fucking fuss over this chart, and I really don't know why.
Originally, Microsoft put just a couple games onto PlayStation, and they instantly took over the sales chart. When they dropped Sea of Thieves and Grounded onto PlayStation 5, those were the top selling games, like instantly, because people were so curious. Oh, it's season 25 of Sea of Thieves. We have 7 years of content to explore in Sea of Thieves for $40. Of course I'm going to buy it.
Is that curiosity or is that appeal? Oh, everyone flocked to these. Everyone bought these games just because they were curious. And, you know, by curious, I mean they wanted it. Like, you know, words mean things, right?
Whereas a lot of Xbox people just don't buy stuff.
Yeah, Xbox people, they don't buy stuff. That's why we have this chart of games that we're selling. And that's also why PlayStation is putting games on Xbox for people to buy. It's because Xbox players don't buy stuff. Duh. You doofus.
Like, look at this. Even the top-selling Xbox games are not in the top 20 overall monthly sales chart. People just don't buy games on Xbox.
You know what I think is funny about this chart, actually? Is look here. Best-selling games on Xbox platform. And in this chart, you have several games that are on Game Pass. Doesn't that mean people are buying games at a perfectly healthy rate? If the games that are available, like the argument you people always make against Xbox is that nobody buys games because of Nobody buys games because of Game Pass. But then here comes a chart of the best-selling games, and a bunch of the best-selling games are on Game Pass. So like, what angle do you people even want to take at this point? Also, let's look at this. You think the big takedown of Xbox is the fact that the number 2 and number 4 best-selling games on Xbox did not make the 20 overall charts. The number 2 and number 4 did not. Okay, what about the rest of them? Because there's 18 other games, but just because 2 of them didn't make the overall chart, suddenly that means no one buys games at all? Because 2 of the 20 bestsellers on Xbox didn't make the overall 20? Like, how the fucking reaches you guys are making right now is insane. How does anyone take you people seriously?
And even if it is on the top sales on that system, overall, the numbers are so incredibly low.
Okay, what are they? What are they? Like, oh man, the ranking looks like this, and it's because the numbers are just so low. Okay, what are the numbers? Are you gonna tell us? No, of course not. You don't know what the numbers are.
I've seen a lot of people almost afraid of the idea of PlayStation going third party because...
Yeah, and it's pathetic. If you think these games are good and more people should play them, you shouldn't be advocating for a corporation to force you to pay hundreds of dollars for a piece of hardware that you don't want in order to play that game that they didn't even make. They funded it, they didn't make it. The PlayStation Studios made it. Well, Xbox Studios made these other games, and you're fine with those being multi-platform. Shut the fuck up. Sony did not make the game. Developers that they own made the game, and I'm positive that the developers want people to play the game they made.
Sony has definitely been testing the waters with putting PlayStation games in non-PlayStation spots. We saw stuff like Patapon is now on the Nintendo Switch and on Steam. Of course, we have been seeing the initiative where about 2 years after the game originally came out, they drop it onto Steam.
Oh, 2 years? 2 years is when they come to Steam? If only that were true.
In fact, a lot of the crazy stuff is that they've reported stuff like God of War has sold tens of millions of copies on PC.
Yeah, because there are audiences of gamers who don't want to give Sony money for the hardware. So why wouldn't they make money off of those people anyways?
Which does make me think that Sony is probably going to really double down on making even bigger, more ambitious PC ports. I do think that we're going to keep seeing games go to PC.
All right, so we agree that you make more money by putting the game on hardware that wasn't going to make you money in the first place. We agree with that. So we should keep doing that, is what you're saying? Like, this is what I don't get about PlayStation fanboys. All of you do this. You've all accepted that the PC makes you a bunch of money, and you're like, yeah, the PlayStation games make tons of money on PC because PC gamers weren't going to buy a PlayStation, so that makes tons of money on PC. Okay, so can we apply that logic to Xbox? No, we can't. Well, why not? Well, because Xbox doesn't buy games. Okay, so why is PlayStation putting the games over there? Well, look out for all the bees. Like, what?
Ghost of Yotei obviously is going to be the big October release for the PlayStation 5. I would not be surprised if this time next year, like summer next year, we have a release date for Ghost of Yotei on PC, and I wouldn't even be surprised if it has some sort of special PC exclusive features, because...
Yeah, like all PC ports do compared to console ports, because the PC is inherently a more customizable platform. It just always makes me laugh when console guys are like, oh, the PC has all these exclusive features. Oh, what kind of features? Oh, like graphics settings? Like, oh, so it's a PC port is what you're saying. Like, you could have these exclusive features too if you just got out of the stupid fucking console ecosystem, but you're not going to do that for some reason.
I mean, that's where the money is at. PlayStation has realized they can double their profits with just 2 audiences, right? Whereas you don't get that same effect with Xbox.
So why are they going to Xbox?
If they actually really spent all that money to make it run as good as possible on an Xbox Series X or a Series S, although I don't even think it would run on the Series S.
I'm sorry, you don't think Ghost of Yotei will run on a Series S? I get that it's fun to dunk on the Series S for any reason imaginable, but like, come on. The first Ghost of Tsushima runs pretty damn well on the Steam Deck. And not to throw any shade at Ghost of Yotei, but it doesn't look like a huge graphical update from the first Ghost game.
I just don't think it'd really be profitable for them.
You don't think it would be profitable for Sony to release a game on a platform where there's 30 million people who may or may not have a PlayStation? You don't think that would be profitable in any way to just make an additional version of the game that runs on a piece of hardware that millions of people have? You don't see how that could possibly be profitable, even though you were literally just talking about how they can double profits by putting the game on PC, which is a piece of hardware a lot of people have that may not have a PlayStation. Why does the logic not go both ways? This is what I'm talking about. Why does it not apply to both directions?
But I have seen a lot of people basically saying that the problem with PlayStation right now is that it does seem like in a lot of ways we've very much lost that essence of classic PlayStation.
Yeah, and that's Sony's fault. That has nothing to do with multi-platform versus exclusive. It has to do with the simple fact that Sony stopped making quality exclusives. They stopped putting effort into the things that made people really care about their exclusives in the first place. Whether or not the game exists on a different platform has nothing to do with that. That is the core problem.
Things like this, in my opinion, are incredibly important. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's that I spent too much time in PlayStation forums and stuff, but it does feel like there used to be this sense that PlayStation was constantly churning out games.
Yes, and they're not anymore. What the hell does that have to do with games being or not being multi-platform? These things that you're talking about are not actually related to each other.
It's a 4-year development cycle. Like, people can't even imagine this now, but you used to constantly be hearing about PlayStation exclusives. Now, you're lucky if you hear about one every year, right? Even this, I'm also tired about the fact that all their games are multiplayer and live service. As much as I love some of the live service stuff they've done, I miss their focus on single-player games.
Oh, you love their live service games. And you said earlier that live service games are going to Xbox, but also only bad games are going to Xbox. Can you even like try to keep your story straight? Just please. It makes my life easier.
Tight, great stories, worlds I cared about. I mean, do you know how much the internet would break in half if we actually had a new Infamous? Like, or even an Infamous collection of the classic games would absolutely, it'd sell like hotcakes. But PlayStation clearly just doesn't even care.
Yeah, I agree with you. I wholeheartedly agree with you. What does this have to do with anything?
Less contractors, more staff positions, fund indie teams with proven prototypes, shorten the scope, form 30 people special teams of first-party studios working on original, unique prototypes. This is the thing, is that the fact that you can even list off this many things that clearly, provably PlayStation is doing wrong, I think it shows a sign that they need to focus more about how to get the games in people's hands instead of just, I don't know, the next big ambitious live service game.
Yeah, if only there was an easy way for them to get games in more people's hands quickly. If only there was a... it starts with the P. It rhymes with court. I think maybe they should port. I think that would get games in more people's hands quickly.
But here's the tweet that really kind of kicked off this conversation again.
Detective Seeds is not a real insider. Like, just full stop. Detective Seeds, this guy that you're citing right now, has been wrong on like 98% of the things that he, quote, leaks. Why are we still listening to him? Oh, because he reinforces what you want to believe. Got it.
So there was a job posting that said that they're working on putting PlayStation games on Xbox. It actually specifically said that. It said the future of the platform of games we're currently trying to establish isn't just on the PlayStation home console. It's on PC, it's on mobile, it's on Nintendo Switch 2, and it's on Xbox. Now, a lot of people have pointed out that technically that job posting actually wasn't new. It only got noticed by people recently, but it's actually very much a job that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, and if it wasn't necessary, they wouldn't be trying to refill the position. I've seen some people trying to make this point of like the job listing wasn't important because, oh, it's like someone might have had that job before. It's like, yeah, and if they weren't going to be expanding, why would they be spending so much money? That was a really high paying position. Why would they be spending that much money on someone to fill the spot and put in the job listing explicitly that they want to move games to Xbox? It's a 6-figure job that explicitly focuses on ports to other platforms, including Xbox.
Basically, there was already a guy in charge of making sure that live service games went to Xbox, but it's the first time that people saw it publicly.
You say live service. The job listing didn't specify that.
And it raised some eyebrows. But Nate the Hate says, my opinion remains that it will stay live service and smaller games. But we'll see what Sony has planned. I'm not expecting anything in the immediate future.
Yeah, that tweet starts with the words, my opinion. His opinion. Not his leak, not his intel, his opinion.
Now, these are the tweets. I want to go through this whole thread here of people kind of screaming about it.
Yeah, and I kind of just don't care anymore. What you do whatever you want to do. I want to go to bed. Look, I just don't care, you know? I'm a PC player, maybe that's why I don't care, but I just want more people to have more games, and I don't think games should be held hostage by hardware. I think that's really unhealthy for the industry. I think it's an absolute death wish for creativity, and it's the future death wish of an industry that wants to be even remotely pro-consumer. I'm glad we're finally getting rid of exclusives, slowly but surely, but it's happening. And if you are a gamer who cares about games, not corporations, not logos, not consoles, well, my console's better than your console. If you're a gamer who actually cares about games, I failed to see how this is even remotely bad news that exclusives are starting to go away. I do not see the issue. And to this day, no one has even come remotely close to helping me see the issue. So yeah, you're welcome for doing a fucking Dreamcast video, finally. Y'all wore me down. I'm not gonna make a habit out of it, because this was painful. I was in pain. I still am. Need to go put ice packs on my knees. Okay, Doofus Club time. F. Quo Paulo Showbiz NCNA Chris Void Vast Dennis! Joe, I can't find the jet ski in the moat. Please help. Gaming with Dead People, Biscuit 1101, Archie, Max Kilovich Gaming, Celerat, Muskie, Cotton Ward 789, and Omega Big Fudge, Devastator 2000, Dirk Hard Peck, One Man Savage, I'd beat you with a fucking pistol grip, Wings of Redemption, Clip the Penguin, to Judge 06, Mole Theme, The Beast Sims, Emiko, Really Zerd, Oracle, Return of the Kingdom is Upside Down, Pedro Pascal's Left Hand, Nate, Blast 1314, Jimmy Chops, I married a PC Gamer, apologize to your wife, Joe, Michael Museo, Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Demetrius Papagiorno, Tom Schnorlax, and Bubic Potter, Unknown 186718, Kev Dog 1992, Zombie Killer 5772, Official Dregs, Monica, Erica, Rita, Tina, Sandra, Mary, Jessica's Lover, Bear, Brandon, 504, Grimsy Edge, Shadow Bear 1789. This one's just fucking blank. Kushka, Unicorn, Rocket, Bender, Fondue, Help, Step, Joe, I'm stuck in the moat, Smiley Face, I just can't take it, I just can't do it, I can't take this shit no more, man, Wings, T-Train, Your Eisinger, since Nakage, not Voila, I lied, I didn't forget to change my name, Partial Main 8, Volks, Auto, Cloudman, 4372, WX, I need a stupid name for Joe to allow for everyone to see, Gold Pyrac, Alderotho 1, Shitty Titties, I ram your wooden, your biddies, Doug, Nizzy, Smile, Snake Eyes 327, I changed my name back to Gamer Word 72, you remember my old name, MK2396E, Hentai X Machina Gamma, Elite Fire Hazard 105, Harass the Wolf, OK Toodles, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, Collective Stick Up Bum, Joe Trapped Me in the Moat, hashtag ban JTech TV, Gay Local Adult with Autism, PC Gamer, Ralph Rat King, Jessica Shaq, Rodriguez Power, Tabby, we need to sign a petition for a second moat, it needs company, Crewman the Steel Angel, I will find JTech and live in his walls until his PS5 dies, Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron von Vaderham, Cyrus 6771, don't call me nervous, Doofus, it hurts my feelings, 2Dexton940, you haven't helped him out of the moat, and you are a laughing Joe, Creed Warrior 23, Max Chev, Simply the Chab, Totally Insane, Black Cobra, the Enwa Slayer, Knight of Cypher, ML04, I own 6 copies of Click 2006 on Blu-ray, Wolf of Midnight, Stig Rider, Pig Venus, Steve 1 Studios, Film Kraken, Ohm Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thor Skade, Megan X, Evan Evans, responding with 3 is the kind of figure why I'm extra how I totally lost my place there. I took a deep breath and I blinked and I completely lost my place. That's what just happened there. White Trouble, Donnie Weston, and Nick Donegan draws Max on Twitch. Come hang y'all. Gob Godson, Rogue Winter 19, Bobby Henner, Candy Kitten Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Ellen the Noble, Frost Crystal, Biogenesis, Ian Action, Flubbing Pinkus 97, Mega Key, Scrubby Scope, Ghost Ho, Ryasagi, Vasco, Raptor Tim, I'm a Steph 94, Blue Hook, Film a Tip, Ban Jake Tech TV. Oh yeah, I'm banning right off the platform. Jody Brees, Money Worker, Ben Jensen, McAdvertisement, Diego Garcia, JJ Jesse, Mike Gibbons, I American Idiot, Harmon Smith of the Chin, Oh No, it's Justin, Rand Roy, Toonie Wayne, Extreme Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, Negative Creep, Joe Taku, Poop Pete, Cat, Bang, Cat, Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger 182, Wanna Be Hobo, Jidge, West Bill, 310 Shar, Rob C, Veg, Groove Banana, Curtin Allen Smack, the Scrum Master, Jet Ski. It's actually a Joe Ski. You thought I was gone. You thought I jet skied right out of there, but I'm actually right here. Okay, toodle.